Hello there, welcome into the Joys of Powder Coating with Trent Morris. This is going to be Series 1. We're going to restore some old crusty lug nuts for you today, so I'm just going to show you what we're dealing with here. A lot of rust, little neglected lug nuts, and we want to restore them to how they once looked, nice and shiny and nice and durable. So today, we're going to powder coat them, and the first step in doing that is going to be to clean them up in the sandblasting cabinet. Now come along now, hope you enjoy. Now, as you can see here, I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of using a little pegboard rack to hold on to the lug nuts so that way they're not falling down into that mesh there. Although I think they're big enough that they wouldn't fall into there. But you never know, maybe they want to run away on you. Nice and cozy in there, nice and nestled in, ready to get cleaned up. Alright friends, here we go. Now, you don't want to focus too hard on one area. You don't want to damage the metal that you're sandblasting. You just want to remove that little top surface and get it down to bare metal. Make sure that it's nice and clean, ready to go in the spray booth for powder coating. Alright, so now that all of our little friends are out of the sandblasting cabinet, we're going to give them a nice wipe down with acetone to remove any dust or oils that might be on them still. Now while we do that, I've gone ahead and preheated the oven to 50 degrees more than what the curing temperature is of the powder coat, which is 400 degrees. So I have it preheating to 450 degrees. So that way we can do what's called outgassing these little friends. Now basically all that does is that heat cycles it and removes any other oils or any other contaminants that are going to prohibit the powder coat from making a nice seal along every bit of surface area on these little friends. So let's go ahead and get these cleaned up. Alright, so now that the oven's up to temperature, let's throw these gassy guys in there and get them gassed out. Slide them on right in there. And don't burn yourself. You don't want to do that. That would not be good. Just get them nestled right in there. Look at how nice and cozy and warm they look. Now, one of the things that we want to note is what time we put them in. So it's currently 10:30. We want them to gas out for about 20 to 30 minutes. But during that time, we want to take note of how long it takes them to get up to the cure temperature for the powder that we're going to use. Since we're going to be using a gloss black, the curing temperature is 400 degrees. So every once in a while, we're just going to want to use our little friendly thermometer here, one of the infrared thermometers, and just take note of when it gets up to 400 degrees, so that way we know when we put them in the oven with the powder on how long to wait before it's properly and fully cured. Brought up to temperature, it's always a good idea to clean your workspace, because a clean workspace is a productive workspace. A productive workspace as well. Just that, productive. Alright, so our little friends in the oven took about 3 minutes to get up to 400 degrees, which is perfect. Very nice, very quick. So they'll be in the oven for about, I think the cure time was 10 minutes at 400 degrees for this gloss black. So it'll be in the oven for a total of 13 minutes by the time that we are ready to bake them. But I just wanted to show you a little trick here that I just figured out. You can take one of these Harbor Freight lights, I think it's a little less than $2, hook it through the Eastwood's powder coat kit, and you can kind of, oh bother, am I going to figure it out now? You can finagle it, so that way it angles down at what you're working on, so that way you can see how well you actually coated your parts. Now, we got to deal with this mess over here, which looks like a bird's nest, but we'll get it all separated out, plugged in, and ready to go for when we're ready to powder coat. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it very much. If you do us all a big favor, hit that like and subscribe button right down there. It would really help the channel out because we want to put out more content like this and help you viewers at home who are trying to do this on whatever car you may have or whatever project you may have. Um, Thank you for watching Series 1 of The Joys of Powder Coating with Trent Morris. Have a great night, folks.